Welcome back, 7:12. The time we open the door, open the box, Ryan Trimble pops out, comes out to the desk, does the old trending thing. And honestly, Mondays are my favorite part of this because you have a weekend of just information to bring to us on Monday. No pressure to kind of bring to us and let us know what was going on over the weekend. Have a good weekend?
I did have a good weekend.
Good.
Yeah. I didn't
We
see
were
you
at
guys.
Stormfest.
Yes, not to plug that
Saturday.
anymore, but I saw Aisha this weekend at Stormfest, and that was fun.
I was at Pinehurst, so that was my excuse for not being at Stormfest.
Okay, totally.
I wasn't just like hanging out in the garage. So I'm legit.
Okay, good. I believe you. But so it was funny that you mentioned, because last time you said, "Oh, I love you do stuff over the weekend." I had no stories, and you and me and Colin Hackman spent like 3 minutes staring at each other.
Well, that pretty much sums up the show.
But that was a lot of when me and you and Colin Hackman were. Anyway, I do have actual stories today. I'm going to talk about a movie, and we're going to talk about the World Cup.
Cup date, sure.
Yes,
Cool.
of course, the World Cup date. So James Franco and Seth Rogen have a new movie coming out, and I love whenever they put films out because I think they're hilarious together. And like I said, I think it's hilarious, but one person at least doesn't, because the movie is actually about killing that person.
Nice.
Kim Jong-un is super not happy that the pair made a movie called The Interview, and it centers around James Franco character, who's a very famous TV host. There he is. He actually gets recruited by the CEA to go over to North Korea and kill the dear leader. The North Koreans, of course, did not take too kindly to that. The Supreme
They're
Leader.
known for their sense of humor.
I know. It's weird. I thought they would think this was hilarious, but they condemned Franken and Rogen for making the film, of course, and a spokesperson from North Korea said the movie shows the desperation of the U.S. government and American society.
Interesting.
I think it shows a movie that I will definitely be buying tickets to see come the fall.
Yeah, I heard Rogan on Howard Stern talking about it, and when he first said it, I think myself and most listeners thought he was just joking.
Yeah.
And then he was, no, this is going to be in the theater.
Yeah.
And then I thought, well, good for them to kind of poke fun at
Yeah.
what's
Definitely.
just
Yeah.
been an ugly part of history, if
Yeah.
I don't say so myself.
Definitely. I mean, throughout history, people have poked fun at, enemies, quote enemies in any media.
Yeah.
In World War II, Americans and, Looney Tunes and even Mickey Mouse made fun of Hitler and that kind of thing. So, I mean, I think it's perfectly reasonable now.
Who plays the Rodman character?
I don't know that they wrote him in, but knowing Dennis Rodman, he might play himself in the movie. But
That would be funny.
Would that be? That would be interesting, and I think that would just make things worse.
Dennis
but-
Rodman
Yes,
as
it would.
himself.
as
Worse.
himself.
So then this will go into worldwide release at some point.
Well, almost worldwide. I
Yeah.
can think of one place where it probably won't be showing.
Never see the light of day there other than a
Yeah.
bootleg copy.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
And then we won't hear from those people who
those
watched it.
people probably
Yeah.
ever again. So we were talking about this earlier, that I wrote this next story for you to read. But even I know a little bit about what happened this weekend in Rio. But Bob is going to tell us everything that sort of went down.
All right, well,
Give it to us, Bob.
Roll
Yeah.
that beautiful bean footage. There you go, U.S.-Portugal. This was yesterday. The match that kind of took forever to get to. It was like more than a week
Yeah.
between the last time the U.S. played. So just a good game. I'm kind of scrolling and kind of ad-libbing at the same time.
You know what you're talking
Well,
about.
it's
so
it was. I had the game on at the house and was doing other things, and looked. And this was about the time I looked up. I was like, oh, they're losing. And then Jermaine Jones does this, and there was an angle on this shot where the phrase "bend it like Beckham."
Yeah.
He wrapped this shot around a defender, and that's why you could kind of see the keeper face was like, what just happened?
What just happened? Yeah.
So this is what evened the game, and the commentators and I think most of America just kept thinking, just hang on.
Yeah.
Just hang on to this walkout with a tie, because I don't think many expected the Americans to win this
win
match.
this.
Yeah.
And then not long after this, then the U.S. went ahead and scored again. Clint Dempsey, who's playing with the broken nose, gets loose in the box, sports term, and just kind of hips one in. And the Portuguese were screaming for an offsides call. It was blatantly not offsides. So this here was your go-ahead goal, and then they tack on the penalty minutes, and with about 10 seconds literally remaining, Cristiano Ronaldo sends what I thought was just a beautiful pass.
How awesome
Across
is
field,
that?
header, and Portugal comes back from was seemingly the dead to tie this thing 2-2, so they walk off with a tie. So I know there's a lot of formulas now with where the U.S. would move on to the round of 16, which is the knockout round. Basically, they will play Germany at noon on Thursday.
Right.
Okay.
If they win, they're in.
That's awesome.
Loss, that's bad.
That's it.
Right. Okay.
We need win or tie, and even
need
with
win or tie.
ties, then you have to have other kind of dominoes fall.
So if they tied, do they do anything to break the tie? I'm not really like a huge
I don't
soccer
really
person,
Yeah,
either,
right,
but-
right now there's not. It's a
Okay.
tie. They walk off. My wife asked that last night too.
Okay.
A tie at this point, they just walk off. There's no golden goal scenario
Gotcha,
or
okay.
overtime. So right now, as they're trying to get into the elimination round, yeah, they desperately. I shouldn't say desperately. The win is what they need.
They
And
very
that's-
much need, yeah.
That now, after everyone thinking, well, goodness gracious, they're going to get out of this with a draw.
Yeah.
And then they were winning, and now it's. I saw the headline on the Today Show. It was the. Like the Americans' despair. Yeah. It's like, well, you know, hey, they're still alive.
Yeah.
Had they lost that game yesterday,
It would have been an issue, yeah.
yeah, they'd have been done.
But you know, this game I was watching sort of by accident because I was eating dinner at a restaurant and I was reading a book like a nerd. But this game, watching it actually made me understand like why people enjoy watching sports because it was a great game, you know.
Yeah, and you know, I turned it on in the house, and we were doing chores and trying to get the kids ready for bed, and my wife was the one that noticed that the Americans' first goal, and she wasn't overly loud, but
Yeah.
she's a sports fan, but it was oh yeah, they scored.
Yeah.
And then we kind of paid a little bit more attention, but it does. Gannon and I have talked about how we're not the biggest of soccer fans.
Yeah.
But
it's
that
something about this game.
Yeah, it really
It's
is.
something
Yeah, it's
about
national
it.
pride. And
Yeah.
it's
I think
it's
so.
national pride.
I'm
and,
the same way.
and my wife gets on me about, well, you don't like the Summer Olympics, but you'll do this. And I think it's because this is one sport.
Yeah.
Right.
That you can hook
And you're
on.
not
Yeah.
trying to follow a whole bunch of sports
There's
at
a
one
lot.
time.
Yeah,
going on
and
with
you know,
the
Yeah.
one of the Olympics, you want the Americans to do well, but I can't. I don't sit and watch all the various
All the sports.
events.
That makes sense.
So it was nice to see because I think, again, it's 2 games, but I think they're surprising people.
Well, there we go.
Yeah.
So we'll see Thursday. You said Thursday. We'll see.
Thursday at noon.
Thursday
Yep.
at
So
noon.
Friday, I guess Friday we'll let you know how that went.
So if you have lunch plans Thursday at a restaurant, good luck.
And probably don't try and bring a book. Now do we have time for this? I can't hear. So are they saying we have time?
Caitlin hasn't said anything, so I say go for
sweet,
it.
good
I
Caitlin.
think
All right.
we can go for
Our
it.
last video.
All right,
Brought to us by Aisha.
I don't know about you guys, but when it's hot and it's humid, I want my water and I want it to myself. Well, this reporter, the dogs
You
kept
don't want
drinking his
saliva in
water. And he's trying to report, and it's hot out there, and the dogs, they're just drinking his water.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
You made the good point of don't put your cup on the ground.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I don't understand why he
Put the
keeps
cup
leaving
at
it on the
human
ground.
height.
Put it on that stool.
I just want to know why all these dogs are just hanging out at the wherever this is football game. Why were they there?
Yeah, that's a good question.
If it was Friday, it was bring your dog to work day.
Must have been that.
Oh, okay. That makes sense then.
We're
Maybe
back
it
with-
was bring your dog to work.
Yeah, we'll be back with more Carolina.